I don't. There we go.
There we go. Hey guys, happy day after election day.
We're not going into that.
At least for
Oklahoma's
our US
screwed.
viewers.
That's all we need to know.
Nah. Like nobody. even like one of the Republicans didn't win. Ridiculous.
I got like half of what I wanted out of Missouri. I didn't get the other half of what I wanted. So it's just like, I'm mad on this. The only reason why I'm more mad is because I'm in Oklahoma and we basically just re-elected the same person reincarnated to be our governor, and me and my wife are literally just looking at each other this morning as she's getting ready, and I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I'm looking at moving.
But the Democrats took the U.S. House. We don't have the trifecta.
Either way,
I hate the two-party system.
We don't need to talk about politics. That's not what we're here for.
Anyway, we have some music stuff. I'm
going to typing this stuff into.
Because
I leave you in charge of that because I always forget during.
Well, we could do it after this.
None of us ever do it.
That's true.
Yeah. That's why
I'm
doing it during.
So number one on our
composer
list.
site is down again.
Again.
Who could have predicted this? The
problem with
the problems are ridiculous. So it's down again. Like this is the second time this year, the second time this calendar year. I think it's the third time within like 12 or 14 months. It's ridiculous like that. So yeah, I mean, what do we do about this?
Not much.
Like, I mean, I've already posted a video ranting about it.
Another one?
No, not another one. I might do another one.
You could just repost the old. It's this. Just another reminder to everybody out there that don't rely on sites like site, especially to keep track of your viewers.
Well, the problem is that's like the only one now.
Put a little document in your computer. You see stuff on Composer's site. Copy the links and keep track of it yourself.
The problem is my priority in life now is not even applying to things. So I occasionally just check it for fun.
Well, yeah, you're applying for jobs.
Yeah,
so,
like I'm applying for jobs instead. I've done the build my portfolio thing. I'm done with that aspect, but I still look at it a lot to figure out where I'm going, so to speak, and it's kind of little things of, okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that instead? Close my.
But yeah, not much to talk about here. But we'll let you know next week.
I mean, it'll come back up. It always comes up within a week or so.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous that it's again. Like, anger is real. I don't even know what to do. All right, moving on. Let's move on to something happier.
Yeah. So, in awards news, British Academy, ASCA has just announced 7 composers have categories and ensembles, educational music, jazz, electronic art, and so winners go check out. Next up, we have some
talked about twice. So Vanessa Rose announced as the incoming American Composers Forum president and CEO. Currently the emerging composers consultant with American Composers Orchestra Earshot Program and ACF board member. Is an expert in ensemble management, has worked with organizations such as National Contemporary, Metropolitan Opera, Brooklyn Arts Council, also the Knights Orchestra. Yeah,
and
the Knights.
And
the Knights Orchestra is one of those weird things where like it like exists for like micro seasons So I think that's kind of cool, and I hope that she brings that in particular, because American Composers Forum does a lot of annual. Like, okay, once a year we have this big event. I would like there to be like a micro season of them. So like, oh, we're gonna have orchestral events throughout the month of February. That would be cool. I would really enjoy that. I hope that she brings that to the table. She is replacing John Nuschelin. I'm never been able to pronounce that guy's name. John Nuschelin. Nuschelin. Who cares? Who is retiring?
Nuchtelein. Not sure how.
So best of luck to John. I've never been able to pronounce your name properly, but I hope that in retirement you'll find people that.
Yeah, Vanessa had a few.
No, so she's highly qualified, not just as a composer,
super qualified,
but also as an ensemble manager and an organization leader, and that's something that you don't get a lot, because a lot of times you get someone who is a composer and a leader, but they aren't as much an innovator, and she's got the innovator. So I think that could be
looking
good.
For good.
I mean, they always do good stuff. I just hope more
good stuff.
Yeah,
you know, this is just kind of a fun. Glenn Gould, famous for a lot of, but particularly for his idiosyncratic box and a copy of his score for the third time. They've found this score that's just like chock full of dribbles. I want to. This is gonna be auctioned off. So unfortunately, private. But you can see some of the pictures up on this. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Can't even read half the notes.
You can't.
Like, there comes a point where you just don't see the notes. They've reached that point.
This is just an interesting history. Interesting.
Oh no, yeah. I could see that doing on it, because like, I mean, honestly, this isn't terribly uncommon for stuff like this. I mean, keep in mind, art museums post original Page and Crumb score.
Well, yeah.
Like Dr. Lamb, our mentor right now. Well, he's kind of my mentor. Anyways, Dr. Marvin Lamb here at the University of Oklahoma, he tells stories about literally just going to a local art museum regularly, student, and there's modern art.
Because I mean, it is. I mean, at a certain.
Yeah. Particularly whenever the hand drawn, still really. These days, not as much, because now we can actually do that with notation software, but still cool.
But anyway, just a little fun. Now for a not so fun little bit.
So this is, I don't know if this is a continuation or if this is, but John Williams' scheduled Vienna concerts have been canceled.
Yeah, this is I was looking at this, and several concerts. Like there's one in Pittsburgh that got canceled. So my impression is that he's just covering from. There is one at the says he's. I'm not sure if that's different. Or if that's the
conflicting reports, but in general, everyone agrees he is covering from illness. And it's just kind of a shame, but at the same time, I hope he does get better, because he has to compose the score for episode 9.
So
like, he's got to finish the Skywalker saga.
If you are pray for John Williams, I will be.
Like, I'm sorry, but
he's awesome.
Well, first of all, he is a gift. Like, he is a gift to mankind. Also, he is just an amazing human, and honestly, I think it would be a darn shame if we got to episode 9 scoring next year and then not doing it. Couldn't do it because he's either ill or worse. that would be so depressing, because at that point it's like went 8 out of 9 on the major Skywalker saga films.
And I mean, he's indicated that he doesn't want to do any Michael Giacchino. He's probably who they're hire for, and he'll do a fantastic job. But
they haven't really confirmed that, BG.
It's probably gonna.
Why? What makes
like the heir to John Williams in Hollywood scoring nowadays?
Not really.
I mean, he scored Rogue One, and he did a fantastic job with.
He did a good job with Rogue One, but he's still got a ways to go before I would consider him qualified to fill. Now, granted,
who would you want to score as for Star Wars? I mean, who else would you?
Honestly, I don't know.
Hans Zimmer. Can you imagine a Star Wars by Hans Zimmer?
I don't know. I don't think there's anyone that could fill his shoes. Like, I mean, I honestly, like...
yeah. I mean, obviously, John Williams. But at some point, they're gonna have to do it. Have to hire some. Yeah, I don't remember who did Soul.
The score was not remarkable. I've listened to it.
But
the score is not remarkable. It's got good moments. Like, it actually, it brings back the asteroid field from Fire for the Kessel Run. I thought that was a really cool reference, because it just, that's whenever he meant Kessel Run, whenever he was flying the Falcon, and so whenever he's flying the Falcon again, have that. And granted, it wasn't in the asteroid field, that's just, there's just a couple of little, that's, I mean, has clever things, but I wouldn't consider it a true Star Wars. Anyways, moving on. So prayers for John Williams. And thoughts.
Thoughts and prayers.
This is so I include this next one to be a little facetious, but Finale version 26 has its first major update.
It's not a major.
They said it's a major. They did it on their face.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not.
It's not a major update. It literally has things. There's some under the hood stuff in general. But the only two things that are surface level that you are horizontal scrolling bug fixed, synthetic bold fonts fixed. Yeah. So both bug fixes and both Mac only.
It's a couple bugs. They're both for Macs.
Well, and honestly, those aren't even issues that are technically with the software. Those are issues with OS update.
Right. They have, because there were issues compatibility with.
So Mojave.
Java.
Anyways, but yeah, so that's I just think it's funny that their Facebook page claimed it was major. That's run by them.
But if you do LA,
and you do it on a Mac for whatever reason.
and even if you're, I mean, you probably upgrade just.
It does have some under the hood streamlining.
So
things.
I mean, it's not going to do anything exciting, but it'll.
All right, so. Next, a little bit of predictions. So Black Friday is in a few weeks. Yep. That's America's favorite post-Thanksgiving holiday. And obviously, there's normally a lot of good deals. Yeah. A couple things to look out for and some predictions. Obviously, look out for Amazon deals. Like, those are always wonderful, particularly if you're a Prime member. There will be deals for you here. There's always something. Like, there's a keyboard case somewhere. I'm just kind of waiting to see. Sweetwater always has amazing Friday. I think they have a few that are as much, depending on the piece of equipment, pretty good. And then we also have, maybe some sound libraries go on sale. So if like you're in the market for a sound library right now, you might be surprised, particularly when it comes to Cyber Monday. Because sometimes Cyber Monday hits and like, okay, extra sale time. So if it's on sale Black Friday, grab it. If it's on sale Cyber Monday, grab it. Obviously, if it's something like, like I'm sure you have a sport gear wish list, and I'm sure you'll be stalking for that stuff.
I'm not going to go shopping on, but I probably will buy something on.
Yeah.
I know what I mean. I hate Black Friday.
Oh, I hate it too. My wife's family makes. Because it's a family thing for them. Like, they all get up and, like, they get each other presents.
And well, I mean,
and that's
it's not,
fine,
it's not
it's
all
like,
nefarious. I mean, it has
dude,
become,
people have gotten trampled to death.
It has become, yes, but like in areas in which there is no, it's like it's the shopping thing.
Yeah, it's
unfortunately a lot of corporations have like into this that infringes on Thanksgiving and. But
like I was so, like I used to understand whenever people would actually go leave Thanksgiving dinner to go wait in line, like say, okay, hey, I'm gonna skip dessert so I can get in line for. I didn't mind that. I actually felt like that was kind of an interesting thing. Like I felt it was like, oh well, you're thankful that you go be kind of greedy, but at the same time, I also was kind of like, well, I mean, you did the Thanksgiving bit. As long as you're in line by like 7, you were guaranteed a good spot in line. And, a lot of companies like Best Buy used to make the best of it. And, Best Buy screens outside of their large for the people that are sitting out there for several hours. Like, whenever I was working there, they screened 2 back-to-back Harry Potter movies. Like, I thought that was an interesting idea.
So stupid. Thanksgiving
is
the day
stupid.
To spend time with your family and eat and watch football. You probably won't watch football. But,
no, see, you don't have the unfortunate circumstance I do, which is I have to travel for all of Thanksgiving.
Right.
I spend over half of my Thanksgiving on the road.
Do you not have... Oh, Ashley...
No, but we take the Wednesday to rest because dealing with our families and all that.
That makes sense.
And then also just because we don't want to be in town too early and upset one family or the other. So literally on Thanksgiving, we basically do a few hours plus the meal at each home. And then we retreat to a hotel, and then we do the Black Friday bit with her family, and then we come hang out with my family on Friday afternoon, and then this year we're actually going to stay an extra night so we can see our friends and all.
I don't really mind traveling.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It sucks the fun out of it. Honestly, I can't wait for holidays to be just me and Ashley hanging out.
Like going from St. Louis. That's a little.
It's nearly half the distance.
But no, it's
a little over half. Sorry.
It's like 1.5, about 4.5 hours. Here to Spring, hours.
2 hours and 40. Yes, it is. I've always meant to St. 2 hours 40.
Are you sure you're driving the speed? Why are we arguing about this?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's because you have to stop 8 times to go to the bathroom. Anyways,
let's
moving on. So yeah, look forward to that stuff for Black Friday. Also a couple other things to check out. I mentioned Best Buy already. Yeah. They have a small music section still, and they always have great things. I picked up my first MIDI keyboard. Can you think of anywhere else that would be good? Oh, actually,
Guitar Center.
Or I've been telling you, cases, instead of buying the big expensive Gator cases, get gun cases. Go to Academy. Yeah, Academy always has sales. I'm not even kidding.
I think
they're so cheap.
It's very practical. I think it's hilarious that you carry your mixer around in a gun.
Dude, I've got 5 gun cases. It's ridiculous.
So,
anyways, yeah, keep an eye out for that stuff. If I hear anything as far as a deal or a specific venue that is having music stuff, I will let you know, or Jacob will let you know. But yeah, so that's what we're all right, moving on. Canadian Music Center hosts Dorico Notation Web on November 5th. But cool, because Canadian music, it's kind of the equivalent of American Composers Forum.
Yeah.
It's kind of, not exactly. But I think it's interesting that they're doing that, and they did not have a finale web.
Definitely.
There's already a season.
So, yep, that's cool.
I think that's pretty cool. Especially since they canceled the...
Speaking of process of licensing.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
There are current licenses or to it's a USB license. Um, um, and um, and currently there are customers.
No. A customer.
A customer.
iLok versus
C.
Which we're not quite ready for that because computer hardware isn't quite all switched over to C.
Because you've got a lot of holdout, particularly from power users. That we have a lot of equipment that we can't just.
Right. I mean, I know my computer.
But your next computer will likely have USB.
Probably.
Mine never. I mean, it will have USB-C, but also always have USB-A because there's a lot of peripherals that I'll never get rid of until they die.
Right.
Like, for instance, my keyboard, it is a god level keyboard, so I don't want to ever get rid of it.
No, it doesn't.
Hey?
But
actually coordinated.
But John Barron from Stein that their cloud license.
And that has me a little worried because that's kind of why I left Avid. Because their cloud system sucked. But no, it's because their cloud system sucked. I didn't say that I wouldn't do a cloud system.
Yeah. Cloud systems don't have to suck. I mean, the concern with what if you don't have internet access?
Well, and there's like for instance, right now there's a consideration in Steinberg that if you don't have your USB-E license, you can get a temporary 24-hour license as long as your computer has used Workover. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that means that you have, it's 48 hours, which is in most people's cases enough time to either find their e-license or run to Guitar Center, buy a new one, and call Steinberg, have everything switched over to the. Which again, that kind of sucks, but it's better than being completely locked out. Like replacing an iLok is a huge pain.
Yeah.
Like
if you lose your, but like I mean, the great thing about cloud, but there are still many places where you might have to use your software where internet might be a little spotty. University campus.
Yeah. Well, and for that, I mean, like for instance, the Avid system, you can switch it. Like, so they could do both.
Yeah.
The issue is I didn't want to because I was using 4 computers at the same time. So I was using a school laptop, a school desktop, a home laptop, and a home desktop. So, and I needed to compose on all of them. Or sorry, I can only compose on 3. I didn't do it on the laptop. And I kept the licenses, the 3 things, and the thing in particular that blew up all the time, and it's because I don't care about it, is Pro Tools. It worked just like that. Yeah. But they just don't care about Sibelius enough to make it work properly.
Well, hopefully Steinberg happy medium.
I think they will.
I do think it's important to have the physical option, but the cloud license.
It would solve my issue. Like, oh my gosh, like because I do switch a lot. Right now, my solution is I just compose at home. I don't know. I'll be keeping an eye on that. But yeah.
And speaking of Steinberg, they just live.
Yes, we actually have a full press release. I'm a fan. So first of all, for those that don't know, it's basically a drumline studio. Basically, you can set up a group and record over it. So some key features of the new version: new high-end acoustic kit recorded at Teldex Studios Berlin. They're a big like pop music studio, so it's like got really current, good equipment, all that. New kits for EDM, trap, and future bass, which makes sense because EDM is kind of becoming forefront of music production.
You know, I still don't know. Like I've never.
It's a vague description.
I like need to. This isn't an. I probably should not have. How people are. I don't know what. I'll go look at.
It's not as bad. 20 new MIDI styles with intro, outro, and fills. Basically, I listened to a couple samples of that, and basically all it means is that instead of just automatically starting like a boom ta boom boom ta, it'll do like a just as a tiny intro to it, and then a tiny outro equivalent. That's basically what it means. There's a couple of longer iterations, but that gives you a rough idea of what, which is good.
Yeah,
because that way you don't have to fake it. Decompose samples in noise and tonal. That's good. External live sampling directly in Agent. That's really, really important. Like if you have this one really old kit that you like using, continue to use it, or if you have this, one cymbal that it's old as heck, but it has the perfect sound, that and sample it live. Great. Style player for Beat Agent kits, pre-listening styles and pads. That's important, mainly for just kind of if you're demoing a lot of things. Like if I'm demoing something for Jacob's New Tune, I can demo him like 8 or 10 things in a row without having to switch. So that'll be good. New definable audio complexity mode. That's a bunch of fluff for just saying and up the complexity. Resizable user interface. That's a minor update, but considering that Groove gone a long time without getting updated, that's a good thing. High DPI support. That's just a back-end thing. Don't worry about it. AAX support. That's important. It means you can use things like Pro Tools and Cubase. Yeah. So, pretty good thing. Yeah. Good thing. And that is as of November 1st. So, be sure to look for it.
And a final item, full for those Avid. So all Pro Tools sound things, Sibelius Ultimate, and editing some little items, and they'll also have faculty, somebody's
honestly
pretty well known
in general for like a contemporary music production. Yeah. Not bad.
It's more specifically for maybe not as much.
More specifically even than that is it's for that, and it's also for those that really want a perfect hardware software, because Pro Tools really shines in every. Like I've used a couple pieces of it, and it really does shine. We have one in our studio for you.
It's not licensed.
It does work, but it's not an actual.
It says Pro Tools.
It's for Pro Tools. It's
right.
It's complicated, but basically it's not one of the mainline products.
Right.
That's like the little tugboat side of the tugboat. Anyways, it's not bad. I like the song. Anyways, Starflower.
So yep.
So yeah, that's cool. And then apparently, based on the press release, the university also has a couple of fully kitted studio setups, which basically means if you want to go edit videos, you've got a full hardware setup to go with their video editing software, which is really cool. Because basically, I mean, if it's the one I'm thinking of, because it said the highest end, I know their highest end one is a custom built desk that is actually just hardware, like basically in a 180 arc around.
Right.
For editing videos.
You can pretend like you're in a starship.
Dude, it feels like you are. Have you ever sat in a full studio setup like that?
I don't think
it feels ridiculous, but it's also really cool. Like, yeah, I hope you get the opportunity to sit in a large studio. Like, it's really cool. Anyways. So, this is a funny tidbit.
We're gonna talk about Dragon Ball, guys.
Okay, this is just interesting. So, how many main themes is too many? So, the reason why I included this is because last night they announced another main theme for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. For those that don't know, Dragon Ball Super is incredibly popular anime in Japan, the US, and the world in general. And this is important because they have a main theme for the series. Stop that. Dude, you're gonna peek out, you idiots. Anyways, so you have a main theme for the series. You have the original main theme from the series. You have the main series from the series that came before. These are all in the movie, by the way. You have a post-credits main theme that's in there, apparently, as well as a new main theme, Blizzard, that's being written for the movie. That's 5 main themes in an hour-and-a-half movie.
We have to, like...
I don't know. Well, the problem is none of them are character pieces. They're all literally main title themes.
If you looked at the score for this, it actually like this.
Like, I don't think it will be though, because they're all like title and credit sequence stuff. So I don't know. Basically, at this point, I think something like this is mainly just fan service of just like, hey, you remember that great tune that opened Dragon Ball Z back in the 90s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is that. I think that's probably what it is. Either that or people are misreporting it, which is also possible. Because it's definitely possible. Because something that a lot of composers do, such as John Williams and all them, is they will reuse a main theme from a previous movie to echo something in the new movie. Like, for instance, if one of the main themes from Attack of the Clones is Across the Stars, the love theme. That comes up a couple times whenever Anakin sees Padme in Episode 3. That is pretty important that that's there. And then, another very infamous Imperial March, obviously a main theme from Episode 5, is echoed briefly in Episode 1. So, I mean, just little things like that. Yeah. So that makes sense. And it wouldn't shock me because there are translation issues because... it's being written in all the music and that is in Japan.
Is notoriously difficult.
Oh, it's horrible to translate.
Read some books about World War II.
Oh yeah, there's hilarious mistranslations.
Some not so hilarious mistranslations.
Yeah, exactly. But no, so I think that a lot of it might be a mistranslation, but also part of me is like, it might just be straight fan service. But either way, so that's just a funny little thing of how many main themes is too many. Anyways. Let's on.
All right, we're into of the show. So our first new album. Got on Clarinet and Matt Sherrick. Their new album is called Tired, and it's a collection of Van Zandt, David Laney Pfefferman, Rudolf Rojan, Isha Salkind Pearl, and Dan Van Hassel. All of those names. I want to buy this album.
You have low standards.
I think they're cool names.
Buying an album just because the names sound.
Back in the old days, man, when you just had to buy, it's like you walk into the record store and there's a vinyl. People buy vinyl because, the cover looks cool,
Or you should actually ask the employee, hey, do you have a recommendation?
Or recommend it, it was. But this is available from new. Next up, another new Focus album. Dolce La Morte, and opera. One-hander. Renus? I don't think Renus. And the again available. And Wolfgang Grimm. One on will win with the Deutsche Staatsphilharmonie Rheinland-Pfalz, which is an orchestra. This is available from Noxos Records. Buy it or streaming on that's about all for.
There's nothing else for recordings.
Premiere wise, I have I. Will be performed.
That needs an exclamation. No, I know. I'm just saying the title, like, it should have an exclamation. Now is different than now.
Right. He'll be performing stuff by Jeff Harry, Chiayu Joseph R. Uda Yane, and an 11 movie titled in this now there's 5 days. So if you live in Wisconsin, that'd be something. Finally, otherwise, work at Benjamin Mandolin accordion. This leader by the orphan. I saw this. I'm like, that's a really weird.
Oh, really?
but turns out Bach
did
folk
it. Music combo.
Bach,
yeah.
Well, for folk music, concerto, but Bach did it first because there's another concerto by Bach. So yeah. So that's it. Check out the albums if you have it. It would be. Yeah.
So we've got so before we get to the discussion topics real quick, I wanted to mention we're considering things as far as a composer. We're thinking because today was a little easier. We had a little less to digest. But we have a lot of times where, because now we know where to look for news and all that, we kind of know all the and also the right place to stay off of there. Anyways, so we've been having almost an issue with much. What we were thinking of doing, actually splitting the show a little bit. And by that, we're thinking about having like a separate news, like a news segment that goes live, let's say Friday morning. Having a new music segment that comes up at a different part of the week, like if it's Friday,
right?
And then keeping this time, for like a little 30-minute discussion topic, because there's just kind of enough now that we almost feel like we should split it in order to keep integrity up. Yeah, so that's something that might be happening, not immediately because we're with the idea of figuring out how it would happen, because like for instance, have one set of streaming software that is on my computer, I have to get another one, like what would happen there. So there might be some just be aware.
Give us your feedback if that sounds like to see segments. Let us know.
Well, also because
if you think that's stupid, then tell us that's stupid. Don't do it.
No, and also probably the other reason, because like honestly, I find myself doing this sometimes. Sometimes maybe you're interested in music stuff. Sometimes you don't care about that, and you just hear the discussion. Now, what we would do is, if there's a really important thing, either the music segment, we discuss that together.
We draw discussion stuff from the news item.
Yeah, but it would basically kind of split the herd, so it would allow for us to go a bit more in depth if necessary. It would allow us to have in-depth discussion topics as necessary. But it would also potentially mean that there might be a discussion, just if they discuss. anyways, so that's something that we might be doing. We're not sold either way yet, and we won't make a decision for. But anyways, so that's just be aware of that. With that 3 minutes of your day wasted, we want to talk a little bit about. Do you want to tackle one or?
Let's do. This is. We'll probably. There was recently. This is. Just the spur to this. There's recently.
Not recently. It was over a month.
Oh,
it was a month and a half ago.
Not recently.
This has been on the docket for a long time.
Relatively recently, like not a really long time, sort of a long. The colloquium at music, called "Does Music Theory Matter?" And basically talking about obviously to theorists, that's their whole job. But from the standpoint of composers now, and throughout history,
and just
yeah, does it matter? So Zach, what do you think? Does music theory matter to you as a composer?
Honestly, outside. Okay, I gotta be careful here. There's first of all, let me define something. There's a lot of things not in music theory that are tools, not theory. With that in mind, I use the tool theory, but honestly, I don't think the actual thing matters as much for the composer. Because you have to look at it this way. Mozart wasn't sitting thinking, I have this transition start in. It just happened a certain way, or another way if it was a minor one. And that's just kind of standard that was eventually dubbed. They didn't sit there and say, I'm writing a sonata form piece. It was just, that's how you wrote a movie. That's just what happened. So I think over time, theorists have tried to make it to where music theory is the focus as a composer, and that's why you see a lot of composers double dipping. But I actually think that composition forms music theory, not the other way. So I do not think it matters for
theory,
us.
The rule that's correct, 99, correct, except theory follows practice. So theory follows practice, except what essentially 12-tone and serialism is the only, and I guess.
Well, but again, that didn't actually start as theory. That started as a composition technique. That theory just kind of was like.
It depends what you define as. But I guess spectralism is arguing. Which again, is it theory or is it?
It was more compositional technique,
right?
Based on a theory, really music.
Like to me, theory matters because.
So you sit there saying, "I'm gonna write this 5 chord."
Need to let me.
I know.
Because personally, I mean, when I study music, and when I analyze music, I'm doing that. I'm doing that in a way that is. And to me, when you analyze a piece, that you can do it for the sake of just understanding that particular, or you can do it from more the. What am I gonna? And that's kind of how I think about it. For example, let's take Schenkerian analysis. It's Schenker himself admitted that no, Mozart wasn't out. But for me, I've actually found studying just to be helpful because it's you thinking about it. The tool essentially creating tonal unity through linear progressions, which in my own music, when I think about those, I'm not thinking about it as when I think about writing counterpoint progression and solo counterpoint. I'm not thinking, but I'm thinking about taking those, adapting them, my own music. But to me, it's still valuable. It depends on and knowing how to take. But besides,
okay. So for me, question of just like it comes down to, yes, you can use that to, like, you can use the basic knowledge that 10 is greater than 5. So whenever you're looking at a room, that, oh, these 10 people fit in my 5-seat. That doesn't mean math.
Well, are doing.
No, you're not. Because you just know objectively that 10 is greater than 5. You don't have to do math.
You don't have to consciously.
Well, no, but what my argument is that theory, at least, it is kind of that tool to how past composers have done it. How Mozart wrote a piece, how Brahms wrote a melody, how tonal stuff. A lot of times, with the exception of the second, or did it because that's what was expected, kind of what was.
That was the musical language.
It was the musical language, just like there's things that you and I do right now that some theorists might look back and say, okay, composers that were in the Western United States, composing between 2020, we're using this technique, call it blogy. They're using the technique of blogy. Now, are you sitting here consciously thinking, I am writing a blogy?
Well, no.
Well, no.
Maybe I will now.
No, but you get the idea of, I think it's dangerous to sit there and say, I have theoretical knowledge, and I'm going to use that, and that is the only music. Because also, if you want to go as far as a lot of theorists like to go, which is the best music is written using music heavily, then you lose art.
Well,
you lose a great deal of the art.
Yeah, if it's the only thing that's... Yeah.
That can't be the only thing.
That's not gonna... But when I say matters, I'm saying that it's a tool. And I personally decided to help. I think about theory. It's not the only thing one of the many things that is going ahead when I sit down to write.
Are you actually thinking of the theory, or are you thinking of the effect that the theory creates? So, for instance, are you thinking, wow, I need a strong chord, so I use this 5? Are you using theory to come to that conclusion, or just coming to the knowledge of, I need a strong chord, use this tool of theory to tell me I need a 5/7 right?
Both. Sometimes just to see I can, and I enjoyed, and every composer, I enjoyed a little bit of puzzle music. Let's put this location on. Let's take theoretical idea, what I can, what potential.
Well, and again, there's that, but in the end, you're using it as a tool, and that's like saying that this ratchet fixed my car. Well, my car.
Well, no, it's not, because that's not said.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, imagine that this is your 5 chord.
Right.
You're not like the ratchet itself is not a gift, so to speak. It's more just the thing that you are using to fix your melody.
Right.
Like this by itself does not do that, and this by itself, because there's a great many things that you can use to do the job. In this case, I've got an attachment on here that I could have used X key, I could have used driver, a ton of other things. Same job. In this case, it was understanding. But in general, I think that there's a lot of things you can do, and I think maybe music theory introduces you to those tools. I think it's more the artistic choice, not a theoretical decide which one. If you want to set the limitation on yourself, you're putting a limitation on yourself, artistic merit in mind. You're not putting it on yourself because, well, according to the rules of music theory, I should not use more than 4 notes.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. I'm saying that personally, I don't dictate what I write based on. I use theory as a tool to help me write, and I use theoretical terms, genesis, musical idea, to thing.
Okay, well then let me ask you this: if you think it's important, how important is it compared to artistry?
Well, that's kind of a loaded. What does artistry? Artistry.
Let's go with a basic definition of: I have a creative idea of just da 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 that I want to put into my
right.
Very basic definition.
Right. I mean, I think that artistry is not something separate. I think it includes the knowledge, all of the knowledge craft has, which includes theory. It includes creation. It includes, I mean, everything that making this artistic craft. I don't think they're two separate things. I think you know, the set of artistry as a component of craft and my theoretical knowledge part of that. Not the whole thing. It's part that interacts with.
Okay, so I see where you're coming from now. Now that you've rearticulated, I think here's the way I see it. I think that whenever you're composing, perhaps where we differ. I've done my fair amount of the academic style of heavily. In fact, my lecture side was heavily based on that stuff and stuff that I invented on my own. But I think that it's really. I think that if you there and say which is like which one matters more, so to say, I think artistic. It doesn't matter how well craft a thing, theoretical construct, if you don't have the artistic vision, just don't have the creativity to do it, and therefore I don't think of theory as important. I don't think it matters as much. I think maybe it matters like 10%.
I think you're. I don't think, and personally, I don't really. Great. Oh, here's my theoretical side. Here's my. It's. No, I don't. Really,
me too,
I don't
but for
really
me it's only like 5 or 10%.
A composer identity that is separate from my academic. I don't have an academic identity that is separate from natural creativity. You know, when studying theoretical musicological concept isn't something separate from natural that it has. I think pretty much any music, you know, it's a matter of how willing are you to actually curious as a composer, which involves thinking outside of the box, and it involves learning your craft that is a composer, and really knowing what, so which gives you more ideas to play with. I don't think at least separating them is helpful. I think it's all part of the music, and yeah.
Well, okay, so what if, I mean, it sounds to me then like it's more just like a percentage. Place it, let's just say, in a very basic 33% creativity, 33%.
Well,
that's a very basic way of looking at
really.
it.
I don't.
Well, no.
I don't see it as a percentage.
No, I'm not. I'm just using it as an example, as like you see it as all intertwined.
Right.
Like it's all, you know, all things are created equal. For me, it's more I see like a stepping stone to, you know, realize who you are as the artist. And at that point, you are kind of the artist. I think that at a certain point, when you stop thinking, you know, consciously about music theory, I think it's more just a question of, do you think that you are subconsciously doing it? Or are you actually just making artistic decisions that happen to line up with what you've seen as the best practice? And I think that's really the biggest decision. Because, I mean, yes, music theory does inform. That's something that we can both agree on. It's more just, are you actually doing it at a subconscious level? Definitely argument for that. Or is it more of a, you know, you've used that to realize what the artistic sign is?
What's the? I don't think you're.
I think there is.
It's. I mean, maybe there's a difference if you think about it as the back of your brain is, which all the time maybe not. I mean, it's. I think it's a tested system. You know, you don't have to be saying it. You don't have to think. I don't know. To think, oh, this chord sound good. Your brain already knows that because you. I don't.
But did you need to study theory to know that? Is the question. Like, did you need to study music theory to know that the leading tone sounds really great?
Well, I mean,
I don't think you need theory for that. Which is why I don't think that music theory ultimately matters.
I mean, but it is theory. Even if you make it up yourself.
Not necessarily. I would say that it would.
Because I don't think. I mean, I think you can make the same argument. Well, do you music? That's not. Well, I mean, no. You don't have to study theory to be a musician. You don't have to know how to read. But learning theory, learning how to read are all factors that go into something. S. Montgomery did it rear end. He had other venues to learn the kind of things that
we need to wrap up.
It is
but okay. But I'll just really quickly say that I guess I can see your point, but I guess I'm just a little more on the side of I see all that theory stuff back there on my shelf as more what informed what I do now and gives me the language, so to speak, to teach others certain ideas, and that's the way I view it. But again, I've done the route. I've done it very heavily medical music. But, you know, overall, like, I'd say like a third of the way changed my mind. I don't think it'll get much further than that. Just because. Well, just because I'm such the art composer right now.
I don't find it helpful to make it a statement. I mean, yeah, I mean you can have. I think that rating your music isn't a matter of. But we are out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time, and that's just agree to disagree moment.
So, thank you for watching, and have a good week, and we will see you again. Bye. No, I clicked the wrong thing. That's not it. I clicked the wrong. Oh, there it goes. Da 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 da.
You're bad at hitting